STMA has always been contending with issues about open defecation, issues about improperly managed public toilets, and also general bad behavior when it comes to relationship with waste. So this particular project that is being funded through the OGP Multi-Donor Trust Fund, being managed by the World Bank, is basically aiming to explore innovative ways of enhancing STMA's strategies or intervention towards WASH for the informal settlement.
She's the one in charge of operation and has to come officially start the implementation.
On behalf of management of STMA and the people of Sekondi-Takoradi, we welcome you dearly to our city. We've been part of OGP since 2016. We are now implementing our 2023-2025 action plan.
I know Sekondi-Takoradi has been a pioneer in OGP and really setting the example for a lot of our local governments. So very excited to see the process in person now and to learn from this process and get things going. So.
So the co-wash simply means collaboration for impact in water, sanitation, and hygiene. And this project basically aims at improving WASH services and scaling up behavioral change campaigns in informal settlements within the Sekondi-Takoradi metropolis through a multi-stakeholder participatory approach. That is why we see in our inception meeting external actors. We want as much as possible stakeholders who play a role when it comes to water, sanitation, and hygiene also are part of the discussion, are also part and parcel of the implementation as well.
Today we brought up a lot of issues in the conversation that they hope to address with the project and with the funding. So its success will definitely be that registry that we're working on to be up and available, and both to STMA and for the public to see as well, to see what kind of changes have been done and what the information is behind it. The part of the funding is also the capacity building and the strategic plan. So having in place a good strategic plan for the next 5 years for STMA will definitely be a success.
For us at the OGP at the national level, having this multi-donor support from the World Bank and being managed together with the Open Government Partnership Global Office is really important. So at the end of this project, we expect that all the deliverables, would have gone through, and the end product, citizens or settlements or communities enjoying good sanitation, good hygiene. That is the utmost objective for us.
For GDA in this co-wash project, our mandate was to develop an online household registry for the metropolis. And this is part of a broader water and sanitation project being implemented by STMA.
The key motivation is that, as an assembly, all the data that we have are more of a projection and guesswork. And always when we need data, we will just take about 10 years ago, 20 years ago, then make some projections.
It's better the assembly needs to change the way we do things. So in terms of that targeting people, vulnerable household for projects, we don't want to sit behind our books and decide who to select without backing it with data. But this particular aspect of the co-wash makes it comprehensive for us to get the basic household level data.
And to achieve that, we had to undertake a series of activities. First of all was a data collection phase, which we began in April and ended in June. To do that, we had to recruit field workers who would visit households and then collect data on households within the 31 low-income communities we have identified. So that was the first phase of the project.
part of the survey, we talk to one responsible adult in every house, and then we ask them their demographic questions, and then questions on water, sanitation and hygiene. Questions such as, do they store water for future use? The source of drinking water, their main source of drinking water, all under the water. And then for sanitation, do they have a washroom in the house, or they go to a public one?
I want to quickly demonstrate how we can use the registry. This is for the household data. So let's say I'm an NGO and I'm interested in households without any toilet facilities. Look at the water, access to water and sanitation services, and then look at some of the information that is being displayed here. So this household has no toilets. In terms of access to water, it uses a public standpipe. And then you can also look at the demographic data. We collected information about the head of households' income levels. So if you are interested in the income levels of the household heads, you can use this information to categorize the households into their income groupings. So this is the health facilities data. Let's look at the health facilities without water.
In fact, it is disheartening to establish or to know that 52% of the citizenry rely on public toilet facilities. As a city, we should be gone about this.
You cannot talk about Oil City whilst people are using public toilets. And it's also not benefiting anybody if people begin to defecate outside. And it doesn't also give us the image or the branding for us to go worldwide. So I think this is an eye-opener of the gaps that we've seen and how we'll be able to plan and target intervention going forward 2025. So we know what to do and also how to package our intervention.
Environmental Health Department will use the platform. Now we know that by a click of the button, we can know which homes have no household toilet facility. By a click of the button, we'll know which houses have no water, a good drinking source of water. So it's a very good platform.
Now it's left with us as an assembly and all stakeholders to make good use of this data to provide interventions to address this challenge that we have in the water and sanitation sector.
Under the Open Government Partnership Co-Wash Projects, Friends of the Nation's mandate was to strengthen the capacity of the multi-stakeholder forum on social accountability, advocacy and lobbying tools for improved wash governance, as well as facilitate stakeholder engagement that will facilitate better outcomes for water, sanitation, hygiene in Sekondi-Takoradi metropolis, and also facilitate the process of drafting a resolution to institutionalize the multi-stakeholder forum.
It is important that both civil society and also government participate in the Open Government Partnership. That is why at the global level, every country or every subnational government that has subscribed to OGP needs to have a multi-stakeholder forum.
This mandate within the Co-Wash project was very important in terms of building a cadre of civil society, government and also private sector actors within the multi-stakeholder forum to gather their inputs for developing better outcomes under water, sanitation and hygiene.
In Sekondi-Takoradi, public toilets are not well managed. And you wouldn't want to go there.
To have better toilet facilities, then water should be flowing in. For instance, Takoradi, water doesn't flow. For 1 month, water will not flow. If it's flowing in, then it flows at midnight.
If we are to treat the water that is flowing through the river, we need a number of chemicals to treat it. That is money driven.
I think the project is good. For water or wash, water, sanitation, hygiene is closely related. You can't do one without the other. So the moment you talk of sanitation, you need to think about water. So It's good you have brought the stakeholders together.
And we also participated in the General Assembly meeting where the resolution for the adoption of the multi-stakeholder forum was presented, and gladly the Assembly accepted it and said it has adopted the multi-stakeholder forum as a permanent feature within the open government partnership architecture within the metropolis.
As an assembly, we are supposed to adopt the multi-stakeholder forum, which we have made recommendations. So I want to move especially on this issue. Thank you.
Yes, I, Honorable Gilbert Free, do second the motion.
So then this motion is passed.
Today marks a very significant day in the journey of the Open Government Partnership Local Program in Sekondi-Takoradi. Since 2016, that we became a member of the Open Government Partnership, the multi-stakeholder forum has been in existence but not institutionalized by the Assembly.
Being a co-chair, I believe institutionalization and the guidelines also guiding will let us know that yes, the metropolis is using the commitment of OGPMSF.
Trend has been engaged by STMA to support them to develop a strategic plan that would champion the wash improvement activities in low-income communities in STMA, and also prepare behavior change communication strategy, and then also develop monitoring evaluation framework that will all support the implementation of what STMA is doing under the co-wash partnership. To be able to do that, we had to start by engaging stakeholders at the STMA level to debrief them on the assignment, discuss with them what their inputs are.
Access to sanitation is crucial because defecating is a natural occurrence, and whether you provide or you don't provide, the substance will come out and the person will find where to place it. So this is crucial and it's inevitable.
Within each community, we engage the assembly member, we engage the community leaders, we engage youth groups, and then we also engage women.
So today we are at Mimpiasem community meeting with a group of youth and then also artisans who reside in the community. We are picking their views on the water and sanitation situation in the community and thinking through how some of these problems can be resolved. And those will be factored into the sanitation strategic planning process.
Where there were people with disabilities, we also looked for them and engaged them through focus group and interviews to understand what their appreciation of their work situation is, what problems they have. Once we collected the data, we engaged the multi-stakeholder platform again to share the results that we have for them to also validate based on the work that they also do.
In the past 2 days, we have undertaken this stakeholder engagement workshop to provide the stakeholders with feedback from the film. As part of that, we are now into today's workshop where we are doing the strategic vision formulation and strategic objective formulation. So currently, the group work they are doing, they are trying to come up with some strategic visions that will provide the forward-looking, futuristic impression of how we want STMA to look like when it comes to water and sanitation.
Many of the participants don't understand that assembly is supposed to work as a system. So they see themselves as just individuals working, but hardly connecting to what the STMA is supposed to do. And also the need to network, to work more as teams, because someone's input becomes another person's output. And there is a need for them to work looking at each other in cooperation. So building that capacity to change the attitude and increase their knowledge on how to implement the WASH was very critical. It came out very clearly.
With this co-wash program, I can see the coming together of all the relevant stakeholders that are concerned in the solution of wash problems in the community.
Once we did that, the information that we gathered, we put all of them together and did a draft of the policy.
The presentation of the draft strategic plan, the 6-year strategic plan by Trent, the consultant who has led the process over the past 4 months, marks a very significant milestones in the development of this plan, as all the stakeholders that matters were here today to validate the draft plan.
I have recorded a number of cases where some communities are not having toilet facilities, potable water facilities. So most of them are engaged in the open defecation. That has environmental problem, and it puts their health into a form of danger. So this strategy rightly addresses that issue.
For me, on the strategies that has been presented, it will help in waste management in Takoradi within those vulnerable communities, because there is an involvement of informal sector waste collectors, and these waste collectors will actually go into the communities, the indigenous communities, to be able to pick the waste within those houses that the formal collectors are unable to access.
As an assembly, it's really important for us to build the data that will be used in subsequent projects of the assembly, and I believe the intervention of OGP is key.
One critical activity that would trigger the implementation of the strategic plan is to set up a strategic plan implementation team who would also be trained and be at the forefront of implementation of the plan, acting on behalf of SCMA to really ensure that all actors are playing their role.
For me, sitting back and listening to the presentation that was delivered by the consultant Trent and the appreciation of the stakeholders gathered here, means a lot of work has been done throughout the co-creation process for this 6-year strategic plan for WASH for Sekondi-Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly. So for me, I think we have met our target, or we have met our objective for co-creating this strategic plan for the Sekondi-Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly, and I think it is going to go a long way for us in the metropolis to address the water and sanitation challenges that we are facing, most particularly in the low-income communities within the metropolis.
We've seen that this commitment in Sekondi-Takoradi with WASH, they've been working through the last 3 action plans that the municipality has had, so we're happy to support that project.
In the long term, we are looking to have a sustained or sustainable means of leveraging on this plan to make sure individuals within our informal settlements have access to wash services. Individuals within these settlements have changed their outlook when it comes to waste or proper disposal of waste. That will be our benchmark for success.